Like we're trying to squeeze one more in before we got to get home. I'm over here in Hutchinson, Kansas right now. Delivering right here next to the main road. Well, they're banging it out in there. Get unloaded in Cartersville. Freight's a little weak. It's about time for me to go home. And I ain't really got the hours to do much, and suddenly this load pops. Well, I gotta drive a couple 100 miles to go get it, but it's going to Hutch. I live about 50 minutes from here. Not a problem. So I go and talk to dispatch about getting it. So I get it picked up, and it's got a little time on it, so I actually did a restart at the house and deliver here. So now my other load is about 2 miles that way. See that over there? The Loves is on the other side of the interstate. Got that, well, that's a TA now. The old Conoco. So now we're gonna go pick up that load, take it up to Worthington, Minnesota. It's a dry freight, so thankfully I don't have to wait on it. Drop and hook, and then with any luck, we'll get a reload tonight, and I'll be back in town hopefully tomorrow night, honestly. We got 502 miles up, and then it's about 50 miles over to Sioux Falls, and then it's roughly about the same back to the house. So I'm talking 1,000 miles. That's an easy 2 days. Back in the old days on paper, it was just a very long day. But it is a little after 10 o'clock in the afternoon right now, so let's get this done and we'll get out of here. Brought my paperwork in a minute ago. These guys are just banging it out. So let's let's get in. So they're busy counting it, so hopefully here in a minute. Trailer's empty, so be good to go. That'll be nice. I've only been here, well, off duty for 29 minutes. Basically, a little over 35 altogether. I've been battling this ABS light, though. Just randomly came on and I haven't been able to get it off yet, so we'll just... Chances are the guy that hooks up to the next trailer will go right off for him. These things are fickle, so we'll just deal with that and get on with ourselves. All right, we're empty, so get these doors shut, throw my load lock in, and check the back of the trailer, and we get out of here. This was in the trailer. I have no idea where it came from, but I'll throw it back in the trailer. Yep, there's no need to wash it. I can literally blow it out with the leaf blower I got. Oh, those things will take you out. All right, got that fixed. So now we got to get literally 2 miles up the road, maybe 2, and get our next load. So we're here, we just unhooked from our trailer, and now we're gonna do the trailer right next to it. Oh! Yay. This place is a mud hole. Oh, now we're Back up to it. It's a little high, so I'm probably going to have to do a lot of cranking. Well, I felt a slide under, but there was no downward pressure. So, yeah. So let's get the air hooked up to this and everything going, get it out of the mud, and then we'll deal with it from there. This is a pretty busy place back here, so I got to wait for this guy to come out. No lights on the trailer, but it's backed into a mud hole, so that's part of the problem why it was sticking up so high in the back. But get like that, put a little air to it, give it a minute or two, let the back end pick up, and it'll loosen everything up, and it's easier to it's just easier to get the landing gears up. Came right up, so we'll slide these on the concrete over there as soon as we get our paperwork. Grab our ballpoint pen, go inside, and get our paperwork here. I already pulled the pin, so I'll just pull this so when we get back out, all I gotta do is move it. We got it. It says we only got 43 on here, but I've been here before. So I'm gonna slide the tandems where I think they need to be, and then we're just gonna head out. And one of these bulk tanker company guys come past me making all sorts of faces, waving his arms. Like, look dude, I didn't like you 20 years ago. I'm not gonna like you now. I'm not gonna say the name of the company, but you know, truthfully, even back then, never thought a whole lot of them. But they're out here of Hutch, and well, whatever. Truthfully, when you saw what actually happened, it was his fault 100%. So, I guess, yeah, crusty old fart. Well, we're out of here. I really don't like going to this Love's in Hutchinson, but I was gonna just go and do my scaling and all that up in all up north, but truthfully, the way things have been acting lately, I probably ought to just take care of it while I can. So the air gauge looks good, but we'll get a scale ticket to confirm it, and then we're out of here. We got over here. Wish they had a CAT scale at the TA. It'd make things a lot easier, but the scale over there is what is known as unreliable. So we got our scale ticket. Not as bad as I thought. Just need to move it back a couple of holes and we'll be good. Well, there's a problem. We got to get that popped back in. Get my needle nose out. This is how you lose a finger. Never use your finger. No. So, get Yep, there we go. All right. That'll get you put out of service if you're caught with that. Rest are all good. Let's get going. One of the reasons I've moved it 2 holes back instead of just 1 is we're gonna put fuel on, and it just takes some of the guesswork out of it. And I've had it where you move 1 hole, it moves 100 pounds. I've had it where you move 1 hole, it moves 1,000 pounds. So we had a little room to play with, so moved it 2 holes, and I think we're good. So let's get out of here. So we're here in Belleville. We got fuel. Filled up the truck, filled up the reefer, and filled up the DEF. Now you're probably wondering why I filled up the reefer. Well, the place I'm taking it and dropping it wants all the reefers that are dropped to be full tank. Chances are this one's probably going to be reloaded with something refrigerated. So it's just a good practice, even on some of this dry freight, to just go ahead and just fill up the reefer tank and be done with it. It just makes life easier. So, all right, I got to go park and finish up my half-hour break. So, according to this, we are 5 hours and 24 minutes out. Not bad. I got 7 hours and 37 minutes left on my clock. Doing a half-hour break right now, so that ought to work. Went in and got a sub sandwich, which is it was okay. That's about all they are at Subway. They're just okay. So 5 hours and 24 minutes since when we leave here. Probably make one more stop just to stretch my legs. Whatever. Canadians, they're a hoot. They think they'd go faster with all the turbines in their trucks. Anyhow, so said we got fuel, put 118 gallons in, topped off the reefer, topped off the def, just got everything taken care of, and so we're gonna take off and we're gonna get out of here. About the only real problem that I have is I've discovered with a real fuel efficient truck, I'm having a hard time hitting my diamond status at the Loves. You can hit the platinum pretty easy, 1,000 gallons. But platinum status kind of gets you. Fuel efficiency, you know, we're getting good mileage, so I guess I can't knock it, but I still like having 4 points a gallon instead of 3. But what can I say? At least I'm getting my showers and coffee for free. So we got 2 more minutes and I get a boogie. There we go. It's time to move on out. Well, I just got a phone call, so I got my load home over to Sioux Falls and back to Wichita. So if everything goes swimmingly, which there's no reason why it shouldn't, be in Worthington tonight, be in Sioux Falls tonight, do my break, and be back in Wichita tomorrow afternoon. So we got some trailer trucking to do, so let's get going. And just like that, everything changes. There is antifreeze everywhere, all over again. Just all over both sides, everywhere. Down the, really came out this side, which makes me think that the radiator blew up. Well, at least the antifreeze isn't looking that dark. Got a little bit of something there. Hopefully that's not a problem or the signs of it. But I don't know where all of this came, but it came out in a huff, I'll tell you that. So now, gotta call a tow company, and I think we're gonna tow it back to Salina. We're only about 15 miles south of the border. It's the same distance as Salina to York. And they'll charge you more to go across the state line, which is ridiculous, but it happens. So I guess we need to make some phone calls. Went ahead and closed the hood, and we got just antifreeze just dumping everywhere down both sides. So this day just kind of took a turn. It happens. Not happy about it, but what it looks like is the radiator blew out a side tank, so we'll have to check that out. That's what it looks like. It looks like it blew outside of the tank, so hopefully here in about an hour and a half, we should have a tow truck here, maybe 2, probably 2. Get towed back to Salina, then we'll just have to work it out from there. Oh look, I got another half-hour break. And a few hours later, here's the tow truck. Whew. It's been about 4.5 hours. I called them up, but they were working a wreck, so I had to wait for them. So, hey, let's get this done and see what happens. So we're going to drop the trailer here in a minute, and they're getting it all hooked up. With any luck, we'll be out of here in a minute. Well, I'm glad we're getting it done. Starting to look a little ominous up there. So, yeah. And I give her a crap all the time about he's coming along all right. Yeah. Well, we made it here to Salina, so I need to go check in, see what we're dealing with here, and then I got to get that guy paid. So it's about 20 to 10. We finally got the truck dropped off. Should know something tomorrow. I'm at the roadway inn. Hooray. Have the wrong kind of, I gotta go find a plug-in for my phone charger. So, I guess that's it for tonight. We'll know more tomorrow. So we're here at MHC. Just got the word on the truck. Waiting on a Lyft driver to take me back to the hotel. And I'll catch you up there. So we're back in the hotel room. So as it stands, I get an OE radiator, about $3,000. They have one on hand. Probably have it done this afternoon. Or they'll have one in tomorrow, an aftermarket, for about $1,000. So I'm just going to spend the money at the hotel room. And so hopefully Thursday morning it'll be ready to go. It is Tuesday right now. So at the hotel, they've got cable, and there's an IHOP across the street. So I guess we're just going to chill out here, wait on this, and then figure out what we're doing. Have to get on the phone with dispatch, figure out what's going on there, and then just kind of go from there. What they're going to do with this load, what I'm doing after this. If they have somebody come pick this load up, I'm just going to go home. We're just going to go home. So, if not, and I end up getting roped, which I have a sneaking suspicion that may happen, I'll probably still end up doing this, doing another round, and then just going home from there. But truthfully, at this point, I'm kind of over this week, and I think it's just time to go home. So, restart and do it again, but we got to get the truck back. So, I guess we'll see you in a couple of days. On a weird note, they're growing weird things in buckets out back by the ditch. There are some questions in this world that are just best left unanswered. So, it's the next day. We got some news. Parts came in. Hopefully, it'll be done tomorrow by 11 o'clock. But he's talking early morning. So, 3 nights in a hotel, 100 miles from the house. That stinks. But hey, it is what it is. So hopefully we'll have some better news tomorrow. So, just a little update there. Tried all the local fare around here. It's all terrible. I think all the good food's on the south end of town. Went to the IHOP over here. Absolutely atrocious. The Iron Skillet's closed for good. And the Mexican joint is it really wasn't good either. About the best thing I've had is the Nathan's hot dogs from the Petro. Went and got some Popeyes. It was Popeyes, so we all know it's not good. I'll be looking very forward to getting out of here. As you can tell by my rambling, it's starting to get to me. So hopefully tomorrow I'll get out of here and we can get back on with, well, trucking. Chances are I'm probably just going to head home, but I was trying to do an out and back. I started to, and well, that didn't work, so I think it's just going to be a back. So catch you tomorrow. So we're here at MHC, waiting on them to get done. Yeah, they should be done. They're buttoning it up right now, so hopefully I'll know something here soon. So we are fixed. We're sitting here just doing our pre-trip real quick. I'm gonna go over to the beacon to see what the line looks like, get this washed off. Antifreeze will wreck a lot of stuff. Unfortunately, no one left me a trailer, so have to work that out here soon. I think we're just gonna head home, but what a long, strange trip it's been, to quote Jerry Garcia. One of the things you can expect it to do here is it's probably gonna burp. So probably have to just top it off a little bit when the whatchamacallit opens. Thermostat, yeah, that's it. It'll burp, and I have to probably top it off, but if they vacuum filled it, maybe not, but I guess we'll find out. Well, I was gonna wash it, but the line is incredibly long. And it doesn't, if it looked like it was a bunch of mainline carriers, and all I knew they were getting just washouts, it wouldn't be a problem, but you were looking at a couple of bull racks, an RV, a couple of, I know there's at least a couple of washouts in there, and you know what, it'll be fine. I'll just hit it with the quarter wash when I get home. But definitely, you probably ought to wash these things out. That antifreeze sucks. So, it's a little later. In fact, it's about 10:30 at night. Made it home safe. So what this all cost me? Well, it cost me the load. It cost me the return load. So I lost quite a bit of money there. Now, before you freak out about the tow bill, it was expensive for a reason. They had to bring 2 trucks, one to haul the truck, one to haul the trailer. We hauled them 80 miles back to Salina. I was 10 miles from the Nebraska border. Now, why didn't I haul it to York, which was roughly maybe 20 miles shorter? When you go across state lines, the price goes way up. State lines are one of those things. If you have to cross them with a tow truck, you don't. So the price seems high, but actually when you see everything that was done, they did nickel and dime me a little bit, but it's a tow company. And for what I got charged, it was actually fair considering there was 2 trucks. To tow the truck and the trailer, I had to pay for both trucks now. Back to Salina, from basically 10 miles south of Hebron. Total was $1,678. Wrote an EFS check. Then I get charged another $10 for that. Now, I know all you guys, well, you could have got it cheaper here, got cheaper. I was at the mercy of whatever tow company I could get there. This is who there was. This was literally it. And I waited 4 hours for that, and the only reason I had to wait that long was there was a wreck on I-70 they had to clean up. Now, Kenworth bill, go to MHC Kenworth and Salina. They had an OEM radiator in it, but it was $3,000. And they had one in. I could have had that fixed yesterday and been back on the road. However, the replacement came from Wichita, the non-OEM one, So basically, I would have only been out of the shop about 6 hours earlier, and that's not worth $2,000. So radiator was $1,159.69. Then, just remove, replace, repair, all that other stuff. The total bill ended up being $3,614.24. Seems a little high, but you know what? Labor's high. The total labor was $1,792.50. Parts total $1,349. And it's because I used an account, I did get a little discount. Not a whole lot. We don't get a whole lot discount with MHC, but a little bit's better than none. Now I'll tell you this, like I said earlier, trying to get it run through the Packard national account, trying to do this, trying to do that. It was just an absolute mess. I just ended up writing them a personal check. That's why I tell you it's important to have money on hand that you can access, and if they'll take a personal check. Now, they ran it through the computer, verified the funds were there. They can do that in seconds. They scan it, run it through that computer, it goes right to the bank, through there, boom. Good to go. Within 10 minutes, I was out the door. That's why I always tell you, old paper checks seem passe, like they're a thing of the past or obsolete. They are not. There's still places that take them. There's still Insta-checks. They still work. Now, if it's over a certain amount of money, they're going to have to verify the funds are there. But, I always say you got to have some money in the bank because things like this are going to happen. And truthfully, I've budgeted for these things. So, I'm very grateful that I did. So, altogether it's $5,300 plus the hotel room. We can round all of it out to right about a $5,500 week. Now, I lost a bit of money, like I said, but the only reason if we'd gotten if the only radiator had been available had been the OEM one, and I was going to take a week to get the other one, I would have just spent the money because, well, you're going to spend the money. You're going to lose that money and more waiting on a cheaper radiator. So, aside from that, yeah, it all worked out. That hotel was, geez, I'm glad I'm not there anymore. But these things happen, guys, and when these things happen, don't get bent out of shape. Don't get mad. Don't get upset. It's a mechanical object. It breaks. I know why it broke. We tested it all. Everything's fine. Just when I blew that radiator hose about a month ago and dumped all the antifreeze, it cooked the radiator. These plastic radiators are not meant to be cooked like that. If it had been an old metal brass one, wouldn't have been a problem. But plastic and aluminum, yeah, they gives way. I had the same thing happen with my F-250. Seen it happen before. These things happen. So, that's it. So I guess now that we're home, we're going to just stop, regroup, and we'll try it again next week. So, started off with one story, ended with another, and well, hey, sometimes these things happen. The important thing is when these things happen, guys, you can't get shook up about it because, well, you getting shook up ain't going to get the truck fixed. You just fix it and you go on. And that's just life, guys. So I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. See you next video.